Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush and I'm an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. Today I am going to be creating a 2-page spread using the 110 scrapbook ideas, and I'm going to be using our new Tropic Time collection. It is available today, so you guys can get your hands on it right now as we speak. Go place your order. You're going to love it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. As I already mentioned, I will be using the 110 scrapbooking ideas and sketchbook released by Creative Memories. If you do not have one of these and you want to get your hands on it, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to find out how you can get your own copy. In the meantime, we will be using 4 sheets of designer paper, 2 sheets of cardstock to serve as your base, of course your tape runner, your 12-inch trimmer, and your Monstera leaves border punch. Also towards the end of this video, I will show you how to create this layout without a border punch in case you don't have it, and using one less sheet of paper. So I love being able to show you guys alternate ways of doing things. All right, the sketch we are using for this video is on page 109. It is a 2-page spread inspired by the Beneath the Pines collection released in 2020. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to set some tools aside, pull up my paper. I will be using my 2 sheets of cardstock as my base. So I'm just going to kind of keep those here. The first thing I'm going to do is choose 1 sheet of paper to make a 6-inch cut. So I'm going to choose this piece. This piece is serving sort of as an extra background. It's going to be a big chunky border, so you want to make sure it blends nicely with your background or coordinates nicely with your background page. All right, those pieces are complete. Now you're going to take another sheet of designer paper. This one, I kind of want a loud pattern. So this is my loudest pattern on one side, and then something a little more tonal on the opposite. So I'm going to choose this leaf pattern. It's got lots of bright colors. And the first cut you're going to make is 1.5 inches. There's 1. I'm going to repeat that, do it one more time. All right, so you have your 2 strips. Now with your remaining large piece, you're going to make a 4-inch cut twice. So I've got a 4-inch piece, 4 by 12 here. And then again, a 4 by 12. So another 4-inch cut. This strip here is extra. You can set that aside. You won't need it. You're going to take one of your 4 by 12 pieces and you're going to give it a 1/4 turn. And now you're going to cut at 5.75. Whoopsies. So 5 3/4. And you're going to do that twice. So there's 1, and there's 2. These are going to serve as photo mats. Now, before you get too excited, we'll actually be using the reverse of this. So it's going to be a lot more tonal. And then you're going to end up with one little sliver of a piece that this is extra. You can set it aside. You're going to repeat that process with that second 4-inch strip. So give it a 1/4 turn, and then you're cutting at 5.75 twice. All right, again, I have a little sliver of extra that I'm setting aside, and then I've got another mat. All right, now you're going to choose one more sheet of paper And this one, you are cutting 4.5 inch strips, and you're going to do that twice. These are also going to be serving as mats. So set that aside. Let me do another 4.5 inch. All right, this piece here is extra. You can set that aside. You're going to take one of your 4.5 inch strips. You're going to give it a quarter turn, and you're going to cut at 4.5 inches again. And once again, you're going to do this twice. So you should get a 4.5 by 4.5 inch square, and then another 4.5 by 4.5 inch square. You've got an extra piece here you can set aside. And you're going to repeat with this 4.5 inch strip. So a quarter turn, and then a 4.5 inch cut twice. And then you have an extra sheet again. Now the last thing you're going to do is cut, you're going to cut 4 borders out of your remaining sheet. And if there's any sort of pattern in it, you're creating borders that are going to go this way, a horizontal. So check your patterns, see how you want them to appear. I think I want my patterns to go this way as opposed to a crosshatch. So you're going to use, I'm going to just set my trimmer aside for just a moment. You're going to use that Monstera Leaves Decorative Border Punch, and you're going to cut 4 different borders. So if you've never used one of these before, you need to make sure you unlock it. Then you've got a whale tail tray, that's what I like to call it here. And you've got some lines on the front of your trimmer, on the front of your punch that show you where to start your paper. So when I have my paper at the base of the tray, I'm just going to scoot it over till it lines up with one of those hatch marks. It doesn't matter which side of the punch you use. It's a personal preference, right or left-handed, or just whatever's most comfortable to you. So you will just punch, and then you scoot your paper over. And you're going to cover up that silhouette that's on your whale tail. That's how you know where you line up to create the next punch. And you'll just continue till you reach the end of your paper. You'll repeat this process until you get 4 of these borders. Once you have 4 punches, you are all done. You can clean up your punch poop. And then you should be left with a fairly large sheet of paper. You're going to make a 4-inch cut. Now make sure you're using the clean edge as your base for that 4. As you can see where I was punching, came out a little raggedy and uneven. That's fairly normal based upon how you line up your punch. So I'm just going to make a 4-inch cut here. This piece is extra. You can set it aside. I'm going to give that a quarter turn, and I'm going to cut 4 inches 2 more times so that I end up with 3 4-inch squares. All right, guys, we have finished all of our cuts. Let's go ahead and start laying this out. All right, so as I mentioned, you've got your cardstock as your base. I'm using Island Waters here. Then you're going to take your 1.5 inch strips. One is going to go at the bottom of your left-hand page, and the other is going to go at the top of your right-hand page. Then you're going to take your 6-inch strips. You're going to build right on top of that. Okay. You're going to take those mats you made earlier. These ones were 4 by 5.75. They're going up here in this section. Okay. Then you're going to take your 4-inch mats. They are going here. You're going to use them slightly off-centered. So if you start high, then low, then you're going to go high again. Oops, wrong ones. Then low. Now, these guys are going to serve as a secondary mat. It's optional. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. So we've got our base working here. Now, you might be asking, what are you doing with all of this blank space, and why don't you have a secondary mat here? So this is where you are going to bring in some decorative items like your variety mat packs. So I am first going to look through my 4 by 6 mat packs. So they're a little jumbled. I think, nope, there's some more here. And I want to find a title piece or like some sort of decorative piece that can go in this mat here. So like One Fine Day, I could trim that and put that in there. That's a choice. Happy Place. That leaf is kind of fun. Time to relax. All good options. But guys, you know what? Seeing this like pop of orange here is giving me an inspiration. I love this little orange. It's tying in here. I want to see what this layout would look like if I did a tangerine base instead of Island Waters. So let's see that. Basically, I could just build again right here, right? Guys, I think I love it. I think I love that little, even without this on here. I think it gives it more like distinction, especially up here in the mats. So I'm pulling an audible. I'm switching to a tangerine base instead of Island Waters. Easy peasy to make that switch. Right. And the last thing we have to add is our borders. So we cut a bunch of these borders here. So we're actually going to layer them so that I'll show you. You're going to have, you can try it both ways, but I'm thinking dark leaf on the bottom and then a lighter leaf on top. just slightly offset to make it kind of look like a shadow. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Maybe just one. How do you guys like that? I think I like that better. Just the one leaf instead of the two. So we live and we learn. I could have saved a little paper by only having to cut twice instead of 4, but that's okay. I do like the darker instead of the lighter. All right, so now it's time to pick that. I think I'm gonna go with this One Fine Day. And then you need to pull out your 4.5 by 6.5 mats. And I'm looking for a mat kind of like this, that is dual-sided so that you can create 2 little journal boxes. Doesn't have to be the case. You could also use a full one, so long as the lines are going horizontal across. I'm going to use, I think, one of those. Not sure which yet. All right. I need to pull my trimmer back out. And I know this is 4 by 6. I want to center this, so I'm going to take 1 inch off each side, the top and bottom. So that'll sit nicely here. And then I think I'm going to then, I don't know if this is too matchy-matchy if I use that dark orange. Let me just experiment. I'm going to pull this guy up. Versus maybe using this one. What do you guys think? Should I use the lighter or the darker? I think I'm going to use the lighter. It's going to pull in a bit of this Tangerine cardstock. It's not an exact match. It's pretty close. It's a little more subtle, and it makes the title here pop a little bit more. So I'm going to take that light orange, sort of tangerine color. I know that this is 6.5, so I need to cut at 3.25 so that it'll be in the middle. All right. I think we're done with our trimmer. So now we have a place to journal over here. Then we can slide in another one to journal over here. So now it's just time for me to put it together. Now when I'm putting it together, I'm going to be making sure that my Monstera border is kind of covering up that seam. That's how I'm going to position it. These guys, these 4-inch mats, are going to be offset, and the base of the journaling box is going to be even with the base of that second mat, and then the the one attached to the journaling box is going to be cheated up just enough, and you can kind of use the border of your journaling box to figure out how high to cheat it up. And then these guys are going to be centered between these borders, and then just giving themselves an equal border in between. And just like that, we're done. I didn't adhere my double mats yet. That'll depend upon my photos and whether or not I want to use them. But I have room for, so this is 4 by 5 3/4. So maybe if you did a 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 photo, so just slightly smaller than a 4 by 6, you'll have room for 4 of those. And then depending upon whether or not you want to double mat your other photos, you have room for 3 4 by 4s, or you could do 3 3.75 by 3.75. You've got 2 spaces for journaling here, and then I would recommend you could sort of decorate up this corner and maybe up here or there, and then add a some sort of decoration up here to create your triangle. Now let's say you didn't want to use that 4th sheet of paper. You're not into the double matting. Maybe you don't have the Monstera punch or a punch you want to use. You can do this with 3 sheets of designer paper instead of 4. I've done an example here. So I definitely did not double mat, and then instead of doing a punch at that seam, I have used a border sticker. You could also use a border maker cartridge, but then again, you'd have to use that 4th sheet of paper. Do you guys have a preference? Do you like the sort of yellows and oranges, or do you like the greens and oranges? I'm so happy that I switched out that tangerine base. It gives it a nice pop of color. It's still tone on tone, but still with a pop. I probably will end up not double matting. I don't know, you'll see a little more of that pop of color if you do a 4 by 4 photo on there. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you just love it? So what did you guys think of that video? Did you have a favorite of the 2 layouts? Do you like the ones that was in the greens and blues, or did you like the yellows and oranges? I personally like the blues and greens. This is really just more my color scheme. I love teals. I love blues, as I'm wearing blue. So this is just more me. And then what about the fact that I changed the background on this? I went from that island, what is the name of that color? Island Waters. I went from Island Waters to Tangerine. I thought I would like Island Waters. I was really trying to build this tonal again because I like the greens and the blues, but I love, love, love this switch to the Tangerine. It really just makes it pop. I adore it. And this is one of my favorite layouts that I've created. Definitely the favorite one I've created this year. So, anyways, how many of you guys have access to the 110 scrapbook ideas and sketches? So this was something, it was a promo a while back. And I know I told you guys at the beginning of the video to stay tuned to the end. I will be giving a copy of this, or I actually have another one that is border ideas. So for anyone who joins my team in the next 6 weeks or so, will get a copy of one of the books of their choice, whatever, or, you know, until I run out. So if you want more information about joining my team, please reach out to me via Facebook and Instagram. That is the best place to reach me one-on-one, and I also post daily content there. If you are interested in joining, Creative Memories gives you a great little starter kit with some must-have items, and you get a product credit that you can use on your very next order. So who doesn't love like free Creative Memories products? Again, reach out to me via Facebook or Instagram, just send me a message and we can talk about that, or you can check out the link below where it says join my team. If you guys are interested in any Creative Memories products, make sure you check out my Creative Memories website. It's www.creativememories.com/cm/AshleyRush. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Well, you guys tell me, do you want another like layout idea next week, or do you want a tool idea next week? Make sure you guys vote in the comments, tell me what you're looking for, and I will do my best to make you guys happy. All right, guys, I will see you all again next week. Bye.